Yeah.
NativeSonz podcast, episode 34.
It's lit.
You know what we at? 34, right? Yeah. Episode 34, man. We gonna there you go. We always say something to reference the number. There you go. Shaquille O'Neal. Sean, what's the bus?
Huh?
Ain't no 34.
Is 34?
Teresita? No, that's 36.
No, 36.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I would say 43 but that's my Hayden Masonic.
Ain't no 34.
Ain't no 34. We're just gonna say Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal,
Yes.
Shaq.
So that voice y'all heard, man, right now, I don't even know how to intro my dude. He just
Tell me I'm handsome.
I think 2020 he gonna be rookie of the year.
Yeah.
He putting in a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? He just dropped his new album.
I'm trying to be Juice Dealer of the Year.
And he's slinging juice.
Slinging, he's a thespian.
Shirts.
He's an actor. He had his acting debut for 2019.
Thank you.
Educated.
Appreciate all these compliments.
Stunning Man 02 was popping.
Yeah, make sure you say the O2.
Make sure you say the 02. And we gonna get to that too.
Yeah, we got Jordan Gomes in the building. Also Suave De La Stunner. And the one and only Nigel Standards.
Hey.
Everybody in the building today.
Right.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So
Quick question. Hey, what was your favorite bus line growing up?
71 for
Okay.
sure. Because I grew up on Hayden Webster. So it used to stop right in front of my house, but they moved it. But I used to take that bus. And that bus, I love that bus because it would take you all the way to damn near the beach. Well, not. It would take
To
you
the beach.
like damn near, yeah. Take you all the way down there, but then it takes you all the way to the pier. So it's like, and it ran right by my house. But so I could go to Gautier Park. I'm talking about like when I really started going out, middle school, high school, I used to hop on the bus, go to Market Street, be right there, get my freshest fit. Like, who I'm finna get on today, you know what I'm saying? And then when a little kid, I could take that. And then I went to summer school at this place called Magis, St. Ignatius. So I used to walk down there, preferably with some buns on a cool, foggy summer day in San Francisco. And then, for me, get on the 71.
It was pretty quick. I felt like the bus was like one of the quicker buses.
As they said it in the neighborhood I grew up with, I always get on the 71 because it runs like water. That was that was the colloquialism at the time.
we ain't never asked each other that though.
It's one of them every 10 minutes. Buses.
What's your favorite bus line? That's a good question.
I mean, it's not up for debate as far as I'm concerned. It's a 14 Mission.
Okay.
It's the greatest bus line in my opinion.
That's
it runs 24 hours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You see a lot of different things on that bus depending on the hour you're there. You show up 4 a.m. It's a gallery.
It's an adventure.
Drake, for sure. I'm going to say mine last.
You already know. I mean, you're really asking what bus you took growing up to your house.
Yeah.
But was it going to be your favorite?
You gonna make it
M.
your favorite.
Yeah, mine's the M Ocean
I knew
View.
it.
Oh, that's nice. You're trying. Hey.
I mean, people don't know. It's not as trafficked as the 14, but man, I've seen some
shit.
crazy shit
Yeah.
on that train.
Yeah.
And not no more, though.
Yeah, it's over with.
At all.
No. It's very
Folks calling the police
sanitized.
quick.
Yeah.
Phony.
Mine was either the 15 or the 9.
Yeah, the 15th, the numbers.
15
Don't say that.
Those are the most wild.
Acting on the 15.
The
most
15.
wild
Oh
buses.
my
used to be
God,
yanking.
bro.
I see someone pull a gun and pistol and broad daylight on the 9.
I seen
Right after
many,
school at
bro.
ISA.
I seen too much
That
shit.
sounds like some ISA type of shit.
The 9 was mainly because it was really 9 and 24 because it was like you could definitely bring different neighborhoods.
Yeah,
on
the
the
24 goes from Pack
yeah.
Ice to
and the
fucking
22.
Baby.
Yeah.
The
And through
24.
the Castro, and through Filmo, and through Bernal Heights, Bayshore. And
24 going
24,
everywhere.
I spent a lot of time on 24.
Yeah.
And then
67.
We used to ride the 24 and let it loop.
Yeah. I remember
Used to be
riding.
lit.
Bored ass days, we used to do
I
that.
remember riding the 24 and we'd be on acid doing tagging. We just ride from
shit.
one end to another with a little radio.
Man, yeah.
Bus
That used to
hopping.
be lit.
Bus
Yeah,
hopping, baby.
Man, them was really some good days.
Hey, where'd you go to high school?
Me, Sacred Heart.
Sacred Heart.
Okay.
Okay.
I had an interest in like
Jason Hill went to St. Heart.
I know that's definitely that's like family.
Is that right?
Yeah, like I grew up with his brother Puma.
Oh, yeah, Puma.
But it's like we interconnected because my mom dated his uncle. So it's
Okay.
like all the Hill family, like
Yeah.
Raymond and all of them. We all grew up together, but inadvertently we was like family because my mom went out with their uncle. You know
I
what I'm
went
saying?
to middle school with J.O.
Yeah, so I didn't know him personally, but I knew Puma, his little brother.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was cool. But
Yeah,
I had a
man.
crazy experience in school because it's like I started out going to the neighborhood school, Marcus Garvey Preschool. Then I went to New Traditions. And from there, it was so prejudiced that my mom was like, "You're never going here." So I went to John Muir in my neighborhood.
Oh, shit.
And then I was fortunate enough that my teacher just fucked with me so heavy. She put me up for the scholarship. I ended up getting a scholarship at this place called Smart. Going to
Yeah.
see, so it was crazy though. going there and then going to an all boys school, and that changed my life because that's the year I went there. I moved to Garlandton, Hunters Point, was living in quote unquote one of the worst neighborhoods in San Francisco, but I was going to quote unquote one of the best schools in San Francisco.
Right.
So really polar opposites, and then propelled me to be like, all right, go to Sacred Heart, go to college.
And John Muir was the elementary school, right?
Yeah, and then
the
they
one
said,
on Webster.
Yep, exactly.
That's the same kind of story as my daughter. She went to Marcus Garvey, then went to John Muir.
That's crazy. Your daughter is me. I'm your daughter. That's crazy.
Not by accident.
But yeah, but the time I went there, it was when like Page Street was at the point where they call it Hayes Valley, Death Valley, and they call it Page Street, Death Block. So people used to drop me off a block away from my house and be like, you gotta walk. Like, all right.
Yeah,
but
not going that far.
And it was just like so many funny hood things that happened there, because it was like it was these two brothers in my class that had the same name, and one couldn't go to the school because he just moved in that neighborhood and because the moms was beefing. But that was a normal thing, and they had the same name, but the same dad, different moms. This shit was crazy. Like, the shit I seen out there when I moved to New Orleans, I was like, okay, I heard this, but y'all on another level, but I was prepped for it. That shit was hella funny.
That's crazy, too, because when you live there, I lived on Hayden Fillmore in like 2000.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So it's probably...
So you know. Yeah,
but I was 19.
You probably saw me, though.
So
probably.
Like,
oh, look at this little kid.
Yeah, it was wild. It was wild, but it was a lot of culture. It was good, too.
Yeah, that was a hella culture. You see every race, ethnicity, sexual orientation type of person. It was so wet. Like, I missed them days. The meat market.
That meat market.
Yeah, that was like the best meat market in Fillmore. I remember just coming from preschool, hop off the Deuce, Graham, she'd be like, you want some salami? I'd be like, I want some salami, Grandma. Get a Kool-Aid jammer, walking down the block, say what's up to everybody. Hopefully I get $1 from 5 people. Now I got $5. Then I go buy some of them. This is the limited edition blue pack of Starburst, but it was all red before they had your favorite. Yeah, at the corner store on Hayden Webster.
I don't think I remember.
Jack's corner store, miscellaneous shop that changed every 1-2 years. My house was right here. Walk over there, little fat dude, chubby dude.
So he was one of them. You got $1?
Man, I would never ask. They always would give me money because I would never ask. It's because there's like, you gotta think, I didn't live in the Jets, but I lived on a corner where the projects was connected to.
I know exactly what you're talking about. That building.
Right there, 398 Hay. But everybody used to be posted in front of my house. So you think like they saw me grow up from when I was like a baby before I was born all the way till now, and they be like, "Damn, man, I remember you was a little kid." All this stuff. And
that's tight.
That's dope.
Yeah,
so it's safe to say, man, that you are a native son. Stamped. Stamped it official.
We didn't tell you this, but we was really just making sure right now. We was like running our background check.
That's all good.
What's your favorite bus line? What high school you go to?
Bro?
And then the questions right there too.
Yeah, straight up. Because someone from Burlingame can't answer those questions.
They'll be like, actually.
I went to Carmichael.
I took the NJU to
so that was
your
pre-timeline. I want to go through your hip-hop timeline.
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
When did it start? The evolution from Jordan Gomes to Stunner Man, like, how did we get here?
You want to know first when I first was like, okay, I really like music, or when I first saying, okay, I should take this serious?
Yeah, take it serious.
Probably 3 years ago, I remember the distinct thing of really taking it serious. Like, I had been rapping, like, shout out to Mac Jesse B. We recorded in his room. First song we made was probably like 10, 11 years ago, Freedom West. But when I knew I wanted to take it serious when I sold my Xbox, and that was in 2016. I just remember it was spring semester in school, and I was like, okay, I came home one day, I was like, I'm finna play the game for an hour, I'm finna write music for an hour, and then I'm finna just, do my thing for an hour. So I was like, okay. So I got on the game, and I ended up being I was gonna do homework for an hour. So I got on the game, and I ended up being on the game for 3 hours. So I'm like, dang, it's taking up hell of my time. So I sold my Xbox, and when I did that, I started doing something I used to put on Instagram called Free Bar Friday. It's like every Friday or every other Friday, I write, like throughout the week, I write a verse, memorize it, and then spit it on Instagram for like a minute. So then I just kept doing that, and it started gaining traction, and from there, people started booking me like, oh, I saw you rapping on Instagram, come perform in this event. I didn't have no solo songs, nothing. So I used to just tell my partners, come perform with me, we're gonna turn it up. And then from there I started throwing parties. But that was the catalyst to taking it serious, and that was just doing a lot of behind the scenes, like trying to battle people, doing freestyle battles, just doing a whole bunch of stuff to where it's like, oh, I want to work on the talent of rapping.
Yeah.
And then it was, I think the person who told me was Lil Yee, his little brother, D-Daddy. He was like, bro, you can rap hella good, but you got to know how to make a song. So then I was like, oh, you right. So I kind of stopped doing that and started changing my trajectory and really start trying to learn how to make music. So
count bars and all that.
That's hella important.
I was curious. Oh, my bad, not to cut you off. But I was wondering if were you influenced by the local music going on at the time?
Like when I was a kid, or in high school.
When you started getting into
high school, who you was playing?
Yeah,
locally?
what were you who really inspired
high school,
you?
I could say the first person I really felt, and it's cliche, but it was for sure Mac Dre. I just remember a time of being a little kid where Get Stupid, Thizzle Dance, all of that came out, feeling myself, and then my mom went to that shopping place where it was Fashion Town, I think, where people used to go get their shoes. They had a Foot Locker over there, Popeyes, and they used to sell them burnt CDs in the Mo, right by that Safeway. And then I remember she got that.
I forgot it was a Foot Locker right there.
Yeah, it's it's crazy. It was way back in the day.
Yeah.
And I just remember being over there a lot because it's when the Safeway down the street on Church didn't have what I want, we over there, or you need to get eventually bootleg DVDs, stuff like that. You right there. So for me, I remember her getting that Mac Dre CD. And she's like, oh, I bought this. They said this the hottest CD out right now. I'm like, she put it on. It was me, my partner Greedy. He just got out of jail. He just did 6 years. I saw him for the first time 2 weeks ago after 12 years of not seeing him. Damn. And my partner Shamari, I just remember us being in a room for an hour and 23 minutes straight playing Get Stupid on repeat, and I'm talking about just dancing the whole time straight. Tight. I just remember that, and I remember throughout my life. My mom, she Too Short her favorite rapper, but she always used to say why is Mac Dre good? It's not because what he's saying, is how it makes you feel. Mm-hmm. So that's all I try to do with the music. I could damn near say anything, but it's when I do it, I want to have some type of, I want to evoke emotion out you when you hear what I'm making. You know what I'm saying? Mm. So that's probably the biggest influence. And then, I say more so rappers who act influence me the most, because it's damn, I know your music is good, but you multi-talented. So Method Man, Ice Cube, it's anybody you could say who act and rap, they'd be okay,
Tupac,
I like that. Yeah,
Cool J.
Tupac.
Will Smith. Will Smith.
I would say them too for sure. But it's it's to the point where I know LL Cool J more for his acting than his rapping. So it's then my mom was like, oh, he made this song, and then go listen to his shit, oh shit, he was raw.
Yeah,
so it's he was really the dude.
Sure
so that always fascinated me, because it's damn, how are these people so multi-talented? And that's, I don't know, rapping just came because I used to write poetry and be around people who rap. What I really more so did was performing, public speaking and stuff like that. So it's I kind of deep down wanted to act more. And then rapping just came because the homies was doing it, and they was like, bruh, stop being scared, get on. I'm like, all right. And I just ain't want to be the weakest.
That's what's up. I'm glad you told that story, because it's we talk about this a lot on the podcast. A lot of times you'll hear older folks just really clown the youngsters for not having knowledge. Not that you hella young or anything, but you are, you know what I'm saying? You a young man. But a lot of people will talk about your generation and say, and not realize you have that type of backdrop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it makes sense. I understand. It's just because what type of things we exemplify, or what we show that stands out, and I get it. So it's a lot of things we do praise a lot of ignorant stuff, which back then, whereas hip hop praises the knowledge, not saying that there wasn't ignorant stuff out, but it's more so you praise the knowledge. And hip hop used to be, I'm listening to this album to consume knowledge or grow myself. The rhyme scheme was more intricate, the words was more intricate, vocabulary, and now it's more of a vibe. So I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, top.
I don't know everything though. I'm still learning.
It sounds like you got a pretty solid. Who else you fuck with locally? Who else you fuck with from Frisco? You from,
That's what I want to know.
From the city?
Yeah.
Really
you
from
playing?
You bumping?
Your boy for sure, because he was from right down the street.
Local
so it's
celebrity.
It's how can I not slap him? Big Rich was going up Boo Banga, the thing about Boo Banga was I met Boo, but I wouldn't say he was rapping. Now, he was rapping, but Boo Banga, his little brother, when I went to New Traditions, he came in first grade. We was like, oh, we the only black kids in class, so we was one of the few black kids, so I'm going to go to your house. We both was chubby, had eczema, just clicked, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I'm at your house, and then inadvertently, he had all these cool-ass big brothers and sisters, and one happened to be Boo Banga, and this is like, people don't know Boo Banga, but this is like in the prime of his life when he's playing sports, he's rapping, he's still busting his moves, doing his thing. So like you get to see him. I was like, damn, he just looked like a superstar. It's like the life he was living was so crazy. Boo Banga.
What year was that?
2002.
Oh, so he was get paid, Boo Banga.
Yeah, so it was like he was a different person. Like I was like, damn, he was going crazy. Like I idolized him. Then eventually going into middle school, it was looking at a lot of people that was like leading in charge, but not too much older than me. Like, it's crazy that me and Gunna linked up now because when I was in middle school, I used to rock with Slick Rick heavy, so I like that eye patch thing. And then my partner JD, he a Filipino dude from the D. He whatchamacallit, he's like, you don't know who E Gunna is? And I'm like, he Gunna. He just put me on. I'm like, damn, that's crazy. But the list goes too long. Like, who else can I think of? Really, I liked a lot. Like, Freedom West had their own, like, coalition of people that was going stupid. Like, Lil Forte, and then Roach Giggs, and then my partner, my cousin Jesse B, he was, like, 14 years old, but making music with them. So I thought he was the rawest person out. You feel me? Then we used to see M.A. in front of Blondies. We over here trying to court some young ladies, and he over here trying to sell us a CD. So we like, damn, who is this dude? And then eventually we hear his music, hear y'all music, and then inadvertently, not knowing it's y'all, we slapping like, okay, this cool. Somebody in high school that later in high school we rocked with heavy that people now is more taking a liking to or did a couple years ago was Show Banga. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Show Banga was like, this was his first early stuff and where he was still in the rich, going stupid, but he had them city ties.
Showy.
Yeah, who else? We was slapping YG heavy. I'm not even gonna holler. Of
course.
YG was going stupid. Like, I'm talking about, I rock with YG. I don't listen to his new stuff more so now, but we kind of grew up with YG because he came out when we started throwing parties and going to functions. So it's like YG was going stupid. I'm trying to really think locally though. Who did I really rock with? Of course, I already said Big Rich. I'm trying to think.
No, you didn't say Big Rich.
I didn't say Rich.
You did?
Yeah, I said Rich.
Okay.
Yeah, and then Gunna just put me on with a whole bunch of his stuff. I didn't know his impact.
When he first came out, he had a lot of sack ties. He was like out in sack, and he had some real big moments. Yeah, and then rest in peace Dip when he was doing things with Dip.
Oh, yes, he Dip.
They really had made a big impact. You know what I'm saying? Man, but I wanted to mention though, like, with Frisco music, the popular music in the city is always kind of like
gangster music towards
towards negative, right?
Yeah,
and it feels like it's full circle now. You know what I'm saying? And with you coming in, it kind of breaks that mold. And you popular now. You getting some popularity. You know what I'm saying?
Things to say about
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, like, it's a breath of fresh air to have something that's positive, that's like beginning to be at the forefront. Well, that's important for the city because historically, the thing that fuck up the Frisco movement, the Frisco hip hop movement, is the negativity, is the shit, is the bullshit, is the, you know what I'm saying? Every time somebody come up and when they get at their peak, or when they have their peak city moment, something negative happens.
Exactly. I feel like each reason, I appreciate you bringing that highlight, and I appreciate you just putting me in that realm to be that person. Be like, okay, I see you going on a different trend.
Yeah, because I just listen to your music. You be talking that shit, but then you would drop some knowledge in the middle of talking shit. Like,
exactly. That's the whole thing.
Like right in the middle of it.
Yeah, thank you, bro. And that was something I worked on for hella years. When I started taking it serious, I talked to my partner Tay Bang. He a hooper, but I was like, bro, I'm gonna figure out a way to have talk this shit but still make it conscious. Yeah. And then my producer Quake Beats, he was telling me about a Trojan horse, and he was like, bro, when you rap, it's like a Trojan horse because it's like everything that people want to hear, you got all the trigger words, but you're talking about something completely different. Right. So, and then I didn't want to compromise myself. It's funny that dude called me before we did this podcast because the day I shot talk about it, he was like, oh, bro, I fuck with this and this is cool, but bro, like this is real different than the music you usually make. And I'm like, I wanted to appeal to people's ears. And he was like, bro, I understand that. But he's like, but don't change what you're doing. Because like there's a lane for you. Yeah. So I was like, damn.
And that lane is wide open. Bro.
Yeah, and I think your music, it exemplifies, it's very honest and exemplifies like Frisco for sure, because we're all like a little bit of everything. Everyone in Frisco is like a little bit of everything.
It's a fact.
We've been exposed to so many different things. You know what I mean? Whether we're on the block, but then we'll go to the museum.
Exactly.
Our school will take it. You know what I mean? Like that's what we went to soda. You feel me?
Yeah.
We'll go like get these experiences that we probably would never have gotten in a lot of other inner city situations.
That's fact.
So I applaud you too, just being honest and
thank you.
And even your social media presence, like you on Twitter, like the shit you. That's how I saw you at Rio. I was like, you're ill, bro. And like,
thank you, bro.
I don't think you realized what I was trying to say. I was trying to like, yo, you're like, your mind is dope, bro. And the way you express yourself online is like really cool. I appreciate it. You know what I mean?
I appreciate you.
And you have like this courage to say real shit, to have compassion and to say things that might not seem tough to other people, but are actually tough.
Yeah, but I'm
to care about people. You know what I mean?
It's hard. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like I appreciate you all those good compliments, but I feel like I could be 1,000 times better. And then I think I benefited from living in the hood, but not being a street dude, because I can tell a different story. Like it's like not that I didn't think what everybody was doing was appealing, but it's just like it was a point. Like I just remember being 6 years old and seeing a lot of stuff and be like, damn, like this is something I high key don't want to do. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and then just being not a bystander in a lot of situations, but living my truth and being forced to do certain things and do this, but having the want to say, nah, I don't want to do that, or that's not me, and no, it's not me, rather than being a follower and then just telling my story. So, and then it just through that, I'm able to take angles and talk to people who live certain lives and be like, damn, bro, I really respect how you feel about that, and I feel this way too, but I live in this box to where I might not be able to express that. So when I hear you talk or say something, it's like you say what I'm thinking without me having to say it. So
would you accredit that to the schools you went to?
I'll definitely say
meeting other people and seeing other people.
Well, my first thing is my mom, my grandma for sure, because I feel like they just have such rough lives and they come from a different culture to begin with that changed them. Like they're from Providence, Rhode Island, to where it's like a whole different mindset, a whole different way of life out there. So they brought that over here, and it's like you come to my house, it's like whatever food we got, you gonna eat. You know, it's like they're gonna treat you like you've been there the whole time, you've been there 100 times.
Right.
Just a different type of
real community.
It's like that's how they lived and that's how they grew up, and it's just them having that mindset and them saying, okay, this is a young, dark-skinned black boy, and I'm one of the darkest people in my family, and them saying, okay, if you're going to be out here, you have to be 10 times as better. You have to live a whole different way. We're not going to make you soft, but we want you to have this type of know-how. Yeah. And then also going into not even necessarily the schools, I would say first was a program called ACE at John Muir that was an after-school and summer program, and where it was basically all the black kids from Fillmore that, their parents was too busy and they needed a free after school and summer program. And there, not only did I know knowledge of self, but I met people that was Nigerian, Ghanaian, Ethiopian, and Eritrean, learning about the Habesha, and then it created relationships that I have today. Like this girl pulled up on me that she just came from Africa, just putting me on with hella stuff, but she's Ethiopian, and she just bought 4 juices and like paying for us, overpaying, like, I believe in you, I've seen you since we was 5 years old, we your first Habesha family, like just relationships. Every relationship I have from that program, if I see those people, I still rock with them. And it was just that camaraderie. Like when you walk around there, you call all elders auntie and uncle. Yeah, and it's just like, and for me, everybody there is essentially your cousin then. Right. So it's like our brother and sister. And then we was learning stuff to where, like, I remember being 6 years old, 7 years old, and we learned the global map. that was more than what school was teaching me. I didn't, and then if you notice, especially in the U.S., geography is terrible. We think, what is that one right there, Greenland? We think Greenland is the same size as Brazil, when Brazil is 3 times the size as Greenland because of the proportions of the map. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like stuff like that, to where they was telling us that hella long ago, telling us about different African gods that wasn't necessarily Egyptian or Greek, going into different stuff, telling us where Christianity originated.
Did you peep that one map that has the real shape of Africa?
I've never seen it.
I've
never seen it.
You can Google it. Like the real Africa is like huge. Twice as big as they show on the American maps.
It's crazy. Like it's just so much. Like I don't know the exact words, but I would say covert type of imagery and messaging that they do to try to minimize people of color and just people who really are the majority of the world.
Real talk.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's where it started from. And then being in my neighborhood and just seeing everybody that looked like you. And then I was fortunate to grow up on Hayden Webster, and they call that a block that had made a lot of money. So it's like I seen people with real money. I'm like, what the fuck? So I had all the best. He's like me, you know what I'm saying?
No.
This is what I thought too. He was like, what's up?
No, but one thing I was going to say earlier was like in Frisco, you be on one block, it'd be nice. One block be not nice.
Yeah, it's like,
you know what I mean?
It's crazy.
You could go block to block and it could just be crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I think you could see all different things going like 5 blocks.
Mm-hmm, I agree with that. You know I think now it's more different because now they're really fixing the city up. Like now, majority of everything look nice, but before it literally used to be, I'm walking through these nice houses, then I'm in OC, and you're like, oh shit, how I get over here? I was just at Sacred Heart, now I'm at OC.
I would always describe the city like that.
One thing we talk about is just like people complain the city's rough now, and I'm like, bro, I go like damn near anywhere in the city now and feel safe. It's like Disneyland out here, but when we were younger, it was like fucking.
I'm talking about.
I would definitely not go. There were certain places like I didn't go to until I was an adult because I was like, can't go there.
You really bad. You getting stripped. I'm talking about people used to be 20 deep. Like what the fuck?
It's bad. You go around a corner and you'd be like, whoa.
That's another reason why I was like, I'm never gonna be with the shit, because I like to go places by myself. And then it was like, I do not want to go through one day I'm with 30 dudes and I'm like, I'm from Page Street, I'm from Harbor, blah. And then next minute, it's like I'm by myself and I'm on a bus and then it's 30 dudes and like, oh, what you was saying, where you was from?
And that's a lot of niggas' stories too. And I don't want to get all the way into that, but that's
seen it happen.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
And they get played out.
I want to get back to the rap shit though.
That's why we here.
Off top. The name, Stunning Man 02. I know that's you kind of
gotta check that out
flirting with a lot of different monikers. So what other names were you going by? Just let the people know.
Jay Stunner first. That was the first name. Okay. Jay Stunner was that was not associated with rap. I made this group back in the day called Budget. It's an acronym for Brandon, Austin, Wayne, Jordan, Papa, and we telling women that was an acronym because it was smallest to biggest penis. I'm just this is childish. Notice my name is Fourth. So I'm up there. But I was just playing. That's a joke.
That wasn't the question, man. How'd you get your name?
I did this for all the beautiful single female listeners and viewers that y'all have. I'm joking, but that's where the name Jay Stunner came from. Eventually, we started rapping. Stunner Man 02 came from me meeting Stunner Man, and then us having a verbal exchange. Me being a kid that idolized him being an artist that just wasn't in a good mood. And then him kind of like ignoring me and me taking that to the heart and just being upset, ready to fight him as a kid. And then still paying homage to him. And then 2 was my number in football. So when I had AIM back in the day, I was like, damn, I need to make a AIM name. And at that point, after that altercation, everybody from the hood kind of started calling me Stunner Man. So I just put the 02 on it because everybody said I looked like Stunner Man from the pack. And then bringing that whole story full circle, it was cool because like last year, I went to this play. The people who made the Stars of Licks, their mom is a thespian. She put on a play, and there I see this dude named Erickson, who I just recorded with.
Is that the lower bottoms?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Deli.
Yeah. Bro,
that's
that was amazing, bro. And it came from a female perspective. It's like something a female black perspective. That's something you don't see every day.
Right.
But there, I'm looking at this dude, and it ended up being Stunner Man from the Pack. So I ended up telling him that story, and he like, "What's up, bitch ass Stunner Man 02?" And he flexed on me like in a goofy way, but it was more like man, my producer rock with you, and it was like he basically gave me the pass to be like, you know what, you could have this Stunner Man shit. I'm proud of you. Keep doing your thing. We chopped it up. He does art now. I still got to get some artwork from him, but it was like cool. So it was like,
yeah, you in LA, right? You doing the fine art, right?
I don't know. Whatever he doing,
he doing his thing. A couple months ago.
He doing his thing though. Like,
wow. So it's the name Stunner Man 02 is basically paying homage.
And then kind of it's like I got that.
I thought it was.
I thought it was. I saw it on like Twitter or something. I was like, damn, look, Stunner Man started rapping. Okay, really doing the solo thing. He been working out and shit. And he look a little different.
Honestly, I personally thought it was Stunner Man number 2.
Oh,
that's where the 02 came from.
Yeah,
that's why
it is like the number 2. You know what I'm saying?
Like I'm the second Stunner Man.
Yeah, that's what I kind of really be saying. So it's like it came from everybody calling me Stunner Man and me saying, oh, you know what? I actually fuck with the original Stunner Man. Right. I like him even if he don't fuck with me or whatever happened during that day. Yeah. I would say I'm the second Stunner Man. I don't care. Then it was the point where my number in football was number 2. So I'm like, oh, I'm definitely rocking with this because then it's on AIM and I have a definitive reason to be like, I got respect for him because I respect his career. They was literally putting the Bay on during this time. It's crazy. So
I opened up for the Pack and the Pack, Keep the Sneak, J Diggs,
that's crazy.
Mr. Fab. And PSD
Super Hyphy
in 2006, yeah.
Like think how legendary that is.
Santa Rosa Fairgrounds.
We did.
Shit was crazy.
I did a show. It was the Pack. It was us, the
Santa
Pack,
Rosa,
the Diligence, and Sean Kingston.
That's a legendary.
At Sweet's Ballroom.
And he was like, I was DJing
Sweets,
in the back.
man.
Yeah, Sweet's Ballroom.
Man, I go by there all the day. It's like office space now.
Really? Damn, that's sad.
It's crazy.
I was by there last night.
So sad.
Yeah.
But,
so that's tight, man.
Yeah, the names, and then Suave De La Stunner came from De La Soul type thing, but I was having so many rap monikers, like going back and forth, like Jay Stunner, Stunner Man 02, then I was transitioning to like, damn, I really want to do hip-hop music. Like, I want to make conscious music where I'm really rapping. Yeah. So I'm doing my research, and I didn't learn everything, but, like, I learned enough to where, I want to be Suave De La Stunner. And Suave Mente was my favorite song. Suave Mente, besame. So then I'm like, I'm going to throw that on there, and it be smoothest. To me, Suave De La Stunner is the smoothest of the stunners. So it's like of my personas that I have, this is the smoothest one. The one I'm going to talk to the ladies with, or I'm going to talk softer, or even try to...
So each name is an active...
It's like an active person.
Artist.
Nigel Standers is a different person than Jordan Gomes. They do different things.
He be in the street stuff.
Nigel Standers is really with the shit. Nigel Standers will pop you.
I like it.
Jordan Gomes is...
I like Nigel's... reporting on the club scene that was a week or two ago.
Oh yes, the club was on some
We for sure gonna get to that. We gotta get to that.
Talk about
actually, see, these bitch ass niggas only want money. That's why we're boycotting bottle service all 2020. See, but you know, it's different people. We're in Stunner Man 02 is that person where I'm gonna do things maybe the unconventional way or a certain type of way when I have to. It's like I can't hold back my emotions with certain things. Yeah. That's who I gotta be. If I'm out like meeting people, networking, or if I have to defend myself, or if I have to go make a risky decision with my life, it's like my way of taking it out instead of saying, okay, Jordan Gomes didn't do this. This was Stunner Man 02.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then Nigel Standards is the goofy, but yeah, okay, this nigga get on you. You know what I'm saying? And then Jordan Gomes is, I don't want any part of this. Let me just...
He neutral.
Yeah, let me live my life. Let's be honky-dory, kumbaya. Let's enjoy life. And then Suave De La Stunner is, you know what, I just want to chill some beautiful women. You know, just relax, have a good time.
Shirt open.
Shirt off. You know what I'm saying? Shirt off. Stunner Man 2, shirt off. Suave Day. All of them shirt off. You know what I'm saying? No clothes. I'm joking.
And that all led to the album Still Winning.
Yeah, Still Winning.
And that came out when?
2019, February. I would say February. December, I would say... It was supposed to come out December 14th because I wanted to drop it a year after I dropped To The Top. Okay. But it ended up coming out 2 weeks later because one, I wanted to make sure the production is straight. And then I was waiting on a feature from Cool John, but I think he had too much stuff going on during that time. His cousin, who was my friend, Omar, he got killed in that Halloween incident.
Oh, shit.
And so it was like...
I didn't even realize that affected him.
Yeah, so it's like Omar, he had invited me to do a birthday event at the Schmop with them. So I slid through for his birthday, and Omar was actually the DJ for the Schmop Life people.
Oh, he was a DJ.
Yeah, he was the DJ. Okay, so he had everything. Every event they did, he was DJing. For the most part, or he was one of the DJs, so that was a heavy hit. Omar was a real genuine dude, a good father, a good person. Ever since I met him, he always been cool type stuff. But so man, me and Cool John gonna hold off on that song. It was called President. That was one of my favorite songs, and it would have been perfect because Obama ended up watching Last Black Man in San Francisco.
Man, and that's a perfect
you know
segue.
See, so it could have been like the president watched this movie, and I got this song out called President. So, and then it was supposed to, in the flow of songs, it was supposed to be, you get president, and you hear me saying, came through drip on president. Me talking about myself as, instead of being a nigga or this, being a president. And then you got, Kanye talking this shit. Why is it bad I call myself a god? What is I'm supposed to call myself a nigga? I'm supposed to call and then it's like before that song you got me calling. It's like it was like conscious. It's like, okay, you hear president as something you should be calling other black people or just people in general instead of nigga and all this other stuff.
Right.
And then it's like, oh, what's wrong with me calling myself the president? Should I not think of myself in this high regard? So that's what I was.
So that was supposed to be before the last song.
It was supposed to be before the last song.
Yeah,
you know
that song is ill, dude.
Yeah,
all the songs are good, but that song was the way you flipped it was tight.
How do you feel about the way your album is doing so far as an independent artist?
I feel like it's cool.
Like
I feel like to not really do nothing crazy to put it out. I think it's like doing very well, you know what I'm saying?
That's
nothing to really just be like, oh, I'm about to put paid promotion, I'm about to prep it, I'm about to let people know I'm about to put it out, and just put it out. It's like, it's crazy response to where people coming up to me, little kids rapping the songs, and like, I'm like, whoa, I don't even know this amount of people. And it's crazy because a lot of people who I had been telling I made music, and like, go listen to the top, slapping, like, oh, I'm gonna listen to it. They went and listened to this, and it was like, oh shit, bro, I really fuck with your shit, like sending me paragraphs like, bro, I believe in you. So that's like, that stuff like that is just pushing me to keep going, you know what I'm saying?
That's what's up, bro.
I mean, so thank you. I know we was freestyling the other day. Yeah. I didn't know you was that raw.
Oh yeah, man. Come on, man. Shit, man. I'm gonna have to start being more public about that, bro.
You definitely do. Like, we live in the age of that. And it's like, I'm so fortunate because I'm like not on the block or no crazy stuff like that. I'll come by where I'm from or I'll slide by, say what's up to outside, but I like to be out. You feel me? So I like
outside.
You know what I'm saying? I like to be, you know what I'm saying? We were just talking about that before we got on. But I like to be outside. I like to go to events. I like to be at stuff. So I like to be outside and I'll tell people, hey, I make music.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. That's what you were saying before, like, I like what you were saying because that's how I came up too, is like go outside your house. Mm-hmm. You gonna see the rappers that you know
exactly,
like how you was seeing Boo Banger and your boy around. Like I was seeing Selsky and Killer Keys.
Yeah, so
I was going outside battle rapping, and I think you and we were saying this offline, like the difference between being outside when you really outside and active and part of your community instead of just popping up at events or squeezing in next to the VIPs or whatever. Like, I come from that era where you really had to be active and engaged, and it's dope to see you picking that up. And then look how your album is affecting people. How we was talking about people catching a vibe off Mac Dre's music. Now you talking about these little kids and everybody catching that feeling off your music. So, man, it's just beautiful to see that progression, bro.
Thank you, man. And I got a lot to work on because it's a lot of more things I need to be at. It's a lot of more community events. It's a lot of more just events in general, things that can make a change that I could be at and put my input, even if it's just me being there and just being a person there that I could be at to just influence change. I could do a lot better that 2020. Hopefully, not even hopefully, I believe that I'm gonna put more of that in. But I appreciate that, man.
Well, yeah, you can always be doing more. You know what I mean? All of us, you got a long road ahead of you, bro, and you got a lot more to do.
We still young. Nobody in here 50.
No, man. And even if we was, so what? I'm gonna be raw when I'm 50.
Facts. Maybe her because black women don't age. She looked 21, but she probably raised 61, smooth skin.
Crazy.
hair look vibrant.
You mentioned it before, and I definitely been waiting to get to this topic. You did your acting debut 2019.
Oh man, that was crazy.
For one of the most important films of last year, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And you was a part of the
Shout out
most
Joe
important ensemble in that movie,
Mm-hmm.
Last Black Men in San Francisco.
Yeah.
How the fuck did that happen, bro?
Man, you won't even believe where I was at in my life and what happened to make that happen. Like, I'm talking about, I dropped out of college. I went to school in New Orleans, and I dropped out. It just, too much stuff was happening at the time. I ended up moving back home. So I was at a point where, like, I was working at Macy's, and I kind of got fired because I was, like, in my head, I was like, okay, I'm not trying to sell shoes for the rest of my life. And I kind of just stopped showing up. And I was like, man, I should go show up, help my mom out and shit. All right, I'm going to come back. And they was just like, you're not on the schedule. Oh, you no longer work here. And I just remember saying that. And, like, I was a little sad, but I was like, damn, that's the best words I ever heard in my life. So I really started hitting the YouTube hard, and I really start building characters like Nigel Standard, Stunnerman 02, just building these characters. And then I just remember, I didn't know how I was gonna do it, but I was like, bro, I'm finna act. Like, so and then that transpired to the homie, he go by Say Hey Sounds now, but my homie, we call him Fresh, Javon. He was like, oh yeah, come to Nat house. Nat finna start shooting videos and we could record there. Nat is Joe's little brother. So we just used to be at
Joe.
Yeah, Joe Talbot.
Yeah,
so we just used to be at Nat house because Nat, we went to high school together. Me, Nat, Javon, Jimmy, we're all the same class. So we had Nat house, and Jimmy was living with them at the time. So it's like
Jimmy is the lead character.
Yeah, Jimmy was the lead character.
Okay.
So it was like, and Jimmy had just dropped out of school, and he was going to school in New York. And it's funny because the first semester I came back, winter break, I saw him on Church Street, and that was like when gentrification was like, we left in the summer, niggas was still on the block, and then come in the winter, and it's like, why are these white people jogging and 20 degree or 40 degree weather? I don't get it. I've never seen this before in my life. And we like, man, everywhere else is manny, but nothing's like the city. And we both just eventually came back damn near the same semester. But come back to that. I want to shoot skits. So I'm like, Nat, what's up, bro? Let's shoot these skits. You the cameraman. I got all the ideas. Let's do it. I was trying to shoot IG skits, and we shooting a couple of them, but I'm like, I'm trying to do hell of them. And they like, nah, let's chill. I'm like, all right, we're going to chill. Let them smoke, do their thing. When we doing that, Joe and Jimmy come into Nat's room. They kind of live, it's like a bottom room, but you can compare it to a basement.
Yeah.
But it's like a nice-ass place where they got a fat-ass bookshelf. And it's funny because they dad wrote Season of the Witch, and that's like a historical San Francisco book. So it's like, so we just down there chilling, and Joe come in with Jimmy. He like, hey, we gonna need the room in like 10 minutes. We need to do something. I'm like, oh, what y'all finna do? He's like, oh, we writing a script for a movie. I was like, a movie? And think I'm in a mindset to where I need to act. Like, it's on my heart. Like, I need to do this.
Right.
So, and I'm like, a movie? What type of movie? Oh, we just writing a movie about gentrification. I'm like, bruh, I need to be in that. Let me read what you are. Let me do whatever. And he like, you really want to? I'm like, yeah, bro, I will sit here and do this. So, like, the homies, they went to go smoke, whatever they doing, or they were just chilling or something. And I stayed in the room with them, and then we had, like, a little big read. It was like, but it was the first real read looking at the script, which was completely different than what it turns into. Yeah. So, I read with them, and I'm just joking, having fun, doing it, whatever. And they're like, oh, you need to come to the first reading. I'm like, it's good. Give me the date. So, it was probably, like, a month later, and we go to the first reading. I'm not thinking it's going to be anything. I just like,
participating.
I'm participating because these are people I know, and I know I want to act. And then they told me the story. I'm like, oh, this is lit. I'm just about San Francisco. I'm doing this. Mm-hmm. So we go to the first reading. I'm talking about first reading. It's like executive producers there. We're in a random ass boardroom in Chinatown. I'm nervous. I'm like, I've never been a part of nothing like this.
That.
I come in there, I thought I did phony. I'm like, damn, I'm never gonna be in this movie. I'm like, I'm terrible. Then executive producer Kalia Neal, she comes up to me and she's like, hey, I didn't know you were from Oakland too. And I'm like, Oakland? She's like, I'm from the city. It's like, oh, for real? Like, your energy is just so, I like you. She was like,
she thought you had that town energy.
Exactly. So she just thought the energy was there. And eventually, just from talking to all of them, like finding out like they loved that energy about it, and which translated to eventually them writing me into the script, and then them trusting me to cast a couple other people that are a part of it. Yeah, like that. The way Gunna ended up getting into it is because I idolized Gunna, and they asked me. They said, "Who do you feel would fit this part?" So I asked a couple people. I think I might have tapped in with Cease. I tapped in with Bax. I tapped in with a couple people, and then I hit Gunna, and I was like, "Man, why not? Why did I think of him?"
Wait.
Yeah.
You hit Cease and Bax for that part?
Yeah, like just to be in the movie. It's not that they didn't turn it down. It was more so like, I don't think I'm gonna be free at this time.
Little Bax or big Bax?
Little Bax.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
and then Bax.
Yeah, I couldn't picture Bax.
I was about to say.
Yeah. But the thing is, Lil Bax has a passion for acting. And he definitely got it. So it's just, but it's just like if you know Haiti, like,
we just talking about local celebrity niggas,
exactly.
But if you people that's listening,
exactly,
like who the fuck are these?
I don't know, but if you walk around like, oh, you know this person, Norm? Yeah, these are my folks. So it's like if you know him personally, it's more so not him holding him back. It's just the constraints that he grew up in.
Yeah, of course.
Because to be an actor, you have to be the best version of whatever you're doing in yourself and play that role. So if I was to play this juice bottle, I have to be the best juice bottle I ever played. But in order to get that, you have to break past the barriers that you constructed to be who you are in order to play this. And then I feel like these San Francisco barriers that we created prevent us from saying, man. "Oh, I want to be a juice bottle."
I don't want to get too far off topic, but
my fault.
I mean, this is still kind of connected. But you never thought about, like, a lot of people. We talked about it on the show too. Like a lot of people from the Bay, like, have some of that same ideas you have, and they're just like, I'm gonna take it to LA.
No, never. Like, I went down there, like, because I went down there, like, I was thinking about that as soon as we had to move.
Look at Sean nodding, approving.
Like, no, like,
he's like, that's
like,
good. Yeah.
All right, I fuck with LA heavy, and I love all my folks out there from LA. I fuck with them, but it's like, why do I have to go to LA to be a superstar? Or why do I have to go to LA to make something great? Why can't I do it here? And I get it. The industry is down there. Okay. I get all of this stuff.
Yeah. And I don't want to play devil's advocate.
Yeah,
because I'm an avid. Why the fuck you got to move to LA person?
Yeah.
But you are in a different space, the acting space.
Yeah.
There's no acting industry in the Bay Area.
No real. But he was just in one of the biggest movies of the year last year.
But to expand your acting career, LA wouldn't be a bad move. The music shit is different. We got the biggest label in the music industry right now.
Empire.
In Frisco.
Yeah.
Ran by somebody from Frisco.
I just went to the studio for the first time.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, damn, that's crazy.
He's doing amazing things for the city.
Definitely is.
Shout out to Gotti. But I spoke to you, I spoke to Gunna, and I spoke to Milk about it. Like,
Milk a G. I love
LA
Milk.
wouldn't be, I work on the music side, I work with Milk for hella long, but LA wouldn't have been a bad move for the acting move. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because
I agree with
what's
that.
Down there. Like,
and even they go hard with the music. I'm not going to lie.
No, absolutely. But you can have a music career out here just by being out here.
You definitely could.
But for acting out there is just
it's just better.
It's because like I know a lot of independent filmmakers from the Bay, San Jose up here. They go to LA and they be a part of some big ass projects that would never ever been done.
That's
up here.
facts. But it's just like what you about to say?
No, right on. You can still like if you can get a little audition and just go down there on a weekend or something.
Big audition.
Like
nothing we doing is little.
Okay, right
so
on.
If not move down there, but you have to establish a career out there. Like if you get, and this is just me trying to share a little game that you probably already have. I don't know if you have an agent for acting.
I don't. I need to get one.
And those are in LA.
Yeah. See,
that's all I'm saying.
You need to get
you know what I'm saying? And you was a part of the biggest movie, one of the biggest movies of 2019.
You like Wildin' Out or something.
You could walk
up
and
you know all of that.
But you know who's the casting agent for Wildin' Out?
Who?
The nigga that who put out Rich, Quinn, the nigga Chuck, Charles Kelly.
You need to make that happen, D.
I'm ready.
I mean, I don't know if Chuck gonna be listening to this, but he ain't put nobody on from the Bay yet with the Wild Out shit.
Oh man,
nah, I don't
it's time to make a change.
Well, you know what I'm realizing? You know what I'm realizing though is like I don't want to have to move to LA, but that might be a reality. But I feel like I don't have to because I feel like we have everything all these other regions have except the Unity.
And there's some big agencies in the Bay.
Yeah,
I think UTA is out here. United Talent Agency is out here. Somebody from the Bay works at I think Paradigm.
I heard of that
from
before.
HBK. I think his wife is an agent.
That's crazy. See,
yeah.
But it's just like I
think it's paradigm. But you need an agent for acting.
I definitely do need an agent
because
I've been catting. If you watch this and you're an agent, tap in.
You will like all you guys do.
For sure.
To keep the acting thing going. And I would love to see y'all keep the acting.
You got a hell of
a
start on your resume.
But you're saying we have everything out here in the Bay except?
I feel like we accept the unity. Now, what I just looked at was the fact that every city in the Bay thinks that their city is the equal size to these other cities. And you could just dismantle that by just simple statistics. San Francisco is, 6x7?
7x7.
7x7, 49 square miles. Then there's only upwards of 800,000 people. How big is Atlanta? Atlanta is 4.6 million people.
Yeah.
That's half the Bay Area. So now if you, let's just say we take Richmond, Oakland, let's say Alameda, San Jose, and San Francisco, and we all say, not them, I'm not excluding the other cities. I'm just saying,
in between.
Just take these 5 and say, oh, you know what? We're going to call this one region, and then we're all going to move as if we're from that one region. That's literally, I would say, numbers-wise, equivalent to Atlanta in terms of the people. Yeah. And in doing that, that's a whole different thing of me trying to appeal to a demographic or only talk or speak for a demographic of 800,000.
I have my theories on that.
Versus
and reasons. Atlanta has some they have their ways of separatism. You know what I'm saying? This hood's in Atlanta. So
definitely,
if you're from the wrong hood, you can't rock with certain people, and and they got the same issues as the Bay. The only thing is their industry is thriving.
It's established,
right? So that industry is united. Atlanta isn't.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So we have to get a real industry in the Bay Area solidified. Then that can be what you're talking about.
And that's all.
Is one region moving as one.
And that's why I think my personal philosophy is that people in the city or people in certain cities in the Bay, you can say what city you're from, but it's way more impactful if you say, I'm from the Bay versus, I'm from Oakland or I'm from the city. You know what I'm saying? That goes a way longer way because we're so broken up into smaller cities that if you just move like that, it'll never be compared to a demographic that's crazy.
I got another theory about the reason why we don't do that. And because me and bro, M.A., used to do this when we were in other states and everything. The reason why a Frisco nigga gonna separate himself because Frisco niggas is just different. Like we don't act like town. No. You know somebody that's from
Richmond,
Oakland. You know somebody that's from
different.
Richmond. You know somebody that's from. That's the reason. So when we used to be in other states and everything at these conferences, the Core DJ Retreat, the South by Southwest, and all this other shit, they be like, "Oh, you from the Bay?" We'd really correct them like, "Nah, we from Frisco."
Yeah.
And we kind of did that because
Just
all
pride.
Frisco niggas is super proud.
Yeah,
you know
of
what
course,
I'm saying? We always had that chip on our shoulder because for one, we always feel like we gotta protect the rep of the city because people always think one thing.
Us,
They think one thing of the city. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the things that we used to hear was like, damn, I didn't even know it was black people in the city.
Yeah,
that's a fact. It was a lot for a period.
Yeah.
And I agree with you to that. I agree with that until I moved to New Orleans and I was in a club and I had an epiphany. I was in a club and we was listening. I forgot what song it was, but my partner from LA was just with me and we was turned up having fun. We started dancing and we knew how to dance off each other. Like, you know how you dance with your homies or you just hitting it and we just hit some shit. And I'm talking about, this wasn't the first time this happened because, in New Orleans, they don't work buns. So I went out there.
They don't dance with. Yeah.
They don't dance with women out there. I was out there one time.
Not even with the bounce shit. I thought
they do, but like the dudes just stand there and they just take the cheeks.
Okay,
the cheeks just go on there. I'm talking about like really work some shit. The first time I did that, I had a circle of people standing around me, watching me like, what the fuck? Like, what is this? You know what I'm saying? And then it was another time I did this with this dude from LA, and we hit a step that I would say was like more a LA thing, but I've seen enough to where if I hit it with you,
you can keep up.
I could keep, and then we hitting it, and I do the little skip, where they do the kick thing, where you jump and you kick your feet together. Yeah, it's like you kind of hitting the blood walk a little bit.
A little leprechaun hop.
Exactly. Like, you hitting it with them, I'm hitting it with them just on some fun shit, and it's just like, everybody is looking, they like, bro, did y'all plan that? And I'm like, nah, bro, it's just like how people dance. And that's when it hit me, and I'm like, damn, in California, would be caught dead saying, "Oh, I'm from LA." And a person from LA caught dead saying, "I'm from the Bay." But when you leave California, it's
Cali.
It's no different.
For sure.
They really don't.
Because people out of state think that the Bay in LA is like it's 30 minutes away.
No, they don't get that though.
Industry people used to be in LA that I ain't trying to flex on them, but like people that's not from California, they'll visit LA on some industry shit. They call them like, "Yeah, I'm in Cali." I'm like, "Where you at?" I'm like, "I'm in LA." Nigga, you a 6 hours drive or a flight? You about to get on the flight?
Yeah, 600 miles away.
It's not close. It's not close.
And they don't understand that till they get out there.
They don't. But then it's just like, I see why they don't, because you got to think, like, for the most West Coast, not excluding anybody on the West Coast, but a lot of the culture from the West Coast is coming from California. So they think it's all the same thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so it's like, they don't really know the difference.
Yeah.
So I just say that to say, like, damn, if we change the way we think, it goes from 800,000 or 400,000 in Oakland to you have the whole Bay Area, like that whole constituent supporting.
Yeah, a lot. Well, I used to read like a lot of SoundScan numbers for like different sales of music.
Those were always fun.
Oh, that's lit. I don't even know what that is.
Like it used to be like every physical unit you sell would get marked on the SoundScan, and they would look at the Bay Area as one market.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. What is market 4?
Sorry?
It's the 4th market.
It's the 4th largest market in the United States, right? So you got LA, New York.
That's crazy.
Atlanta, the Bay.
Nah, it's LA, New York, Chicago.
Because Chicago is huge.
What you said was the truth, and you got to really go out and be on your campaign. I believe it's like this, and I'm not the first person to say this, and I'm sure maybe you've said this, D.E.O, at one point. You start with your block, then you go to your neighborhood, then you go to your city, then you go all the other cities around you, and then you go to your state, and then you got to just keep constantly making your presence felt. And if we're not in Oklahoma, you know what I mean? We here where I could skate to San Ho and go put up some stickers and go holler at some people, and then I could go to a show in Berkeley, and then I can come back to Frisco, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. This is like, I don't know, it's one of them epiphany moments where it's just, this is big stuff.
Yeah.
But I say that to say too, to even elevate that, it's just also the camaraderie of people having to say, even though I say you might be from Queens, he from Harlem, I'm from the Bronx, and he from Brooklyn. But if I was to go to Brooklyn right now and start doing a Harlem Shake, and then when somebody asks me, "What you doing?" I'm like, "This is the Bay Bounce." I promise you, I don't know. I would bet, though, somebody from Brooklyn would be like, "Nah, fuck that, son. That's the Harlem Shake. You're not finna take the Harlem Shake." But that's the type of mentality they have for all New York.
Yeah.
I feel like the Bay, if we had that mentality, shit like hitting the Schmees, like stuff like that, to where it's some Bay shit. If everybody was like, "Oh, that's the Bay dance," I'm hitting it. You feel me?
Yeah.
It'll go so much further than it. You see somebody hitting them like, "Oh, they made that in Oakland. Now I'm from Richmond. I don't give a fuck about that." Like something.
That's like to get low though.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, feel me?
Nope. Well, nobody outside of Filmo ever felt comfortable doing the get low.
But it's just
every
like,
turf had their own little dance, right?
Yeah.
And the Swamps had a dance back in the day. What was that shit called?
And it's like the 3-walk. Like the 3-walk and the get low is two of the wettest dances I've seen.
What's the 3-walk?
The 3-walk is when they hit that step where it's just like you hitting a 1, 2, and then you switch your foot. It's like only people from Oakdale really be hitting it.
For
like,
real?
I swear.
I don't think I've
Yeah,
seen
there was
it.
all types of little turf dances back in the day.
Capolo 304, he just posted and tagged Drew Bees and Yada, and somebody was hitting it in the video he posted, and that brought me back, because I'm like, damn, I do remember niggas just walking through the hood, like, nigga, you see me hit that 3-walk, and but it's like, the Oakdale niggas came up with that, and that was one of the, it's like the Oakdale version of the C-walk. But it's like you really hitting a 3-walk, it's wet. And that's like, damn, it's like the get low. You only see dudes from Filmo hitting it. It's like, but it's like if one of those, but the crazy thing is, I hope nobody get mad at me for just being truthful, but it's like, I never really went to Oakdale when I was growing up unless I was catting off with these buns that lived on Navy Road. But I saw people hitting a 3-walk on Harbor. So it's just one of them things to where like, yeah,
you
niggas,
thought it was associated with.
Yeah, niggas are beefing, but it's like, we still have the same culture. Like, we're in the same vicinity. Yeah. I didn't know that either till I lived in Santa Rosa, and one of my roommates, he now doing like 25 years for a crime he committed, or quote unquote,
allegedly.
Still don't think he did it. I don't know. I wasn't there. But at the same time, it's to the point where we lived in the same house, And he was from West Point, and I've never been with the shit, so I didn't care about that. But it's like so much of the stuff that he lived through, I lived through. And it's just like, damn, bro, like, it's crazy you live down the street. You would think they beefing for a reason because there's something wrong, but really probably have more in common than anybody else in the city.
It's a fact.
And it's so crazy. So it's like, you know, I just say that to say, like, hopefully one day we dismantle all of this bullshit, and it's just eventually, you know, you can have your personal discrepancies with people, but through, this is what I think. A person who live in Union Square or lives on Union Street doesn't have a problem walking to Pack Heights. I feel like somebody from that lives on McAllister or Page Street, they should, if they want to, they should have no problem walking back and forth. Exactly. Yeah. Either for us, because it's like, feel me, this is the neighborhood you grow up in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I want to get back onto the movie. So kind of just walk us through a little bit more of that process of the shooting and everything. I remember when because I was following E when they were shooting. I didn't know it was that movie though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? I just remember him being in Double Rock and
just being over like, what are you doing over there?
They doing over there shooting a movie?
Oh yeah, it's the best experience of my life. Like, had to sign NDAs. First, I thought we wasn't gonna do it because like that first reading, between the first reading and the first audition was like, I think 2 years.
So that was two separate things?
Yeah, it was way different. The original trailer was like a whole different.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
I remember everyone just seeing it and just be like,
oh, what
I want to see that.
Yeah.
But then it ended up being like a completely different thing.
I mean, it had to though, because the first script was just so like, man, fuck these gentrifiers, y'all some bitches, we hate y'all type shit. It was angry, and then it was like, if it would have came out, nobody would have watched it, because it's like, how many?
That's not true though.
But
go ahead.
I would have watched it.
Yeah,
how many? We would have watched it being from the city, but how many black people will watch a movie saying, oh, where they only calling you the N-word and they're just talking shit about you and spitting on you? It's like, we would probably watch and be like, but that was the worst movie I ever watched in my life.
We grew up watching them type of movies.
I was about to say that.
You're right, but maybe that was a bad example.
No. I feel what you're saying because I've heard that reason too.
Exactly.
I've heard that reason too, but I'm pretty sure that movie would have did just as
it
good.
probably would have still did well. It was just the fact,
those type of movies work. Those anger movies that
you never know. Joe making a trilogy, so that might be the second movie. You know what I'm saying?
He's making a San Francisco trilogy?
Yeah, I believe so. That's what he told me. I hope I'm not dropping too much, but
you just broke something right here, man.
Nah, he be telling people so.
He broke news, man.
Yeah, so that's what he told me. And I know him and Jimmy are like, have a genius mind with coming together and putting stuff like that out. You know what I'm saying? So I would like to see what they come with next, but that whole process was just crazy. Like, I know I was in school at the time, and I didn't take my first acting class until after.
I was going to ask you that. So you did go through like acting courses and everything?
Yeah, I took it just because as an elective at school, but I took it the semester, I think, after we shot the film. Yeah, like I took it, we shot spring 2018, and then I took an acting class fall 2018.
Oh, okay.
So it was like, I had already did this, then I went to go do acting classes. But for our parts, they wanted people that were San Francisco natives that couldn't embody the role.
Yeah.
So, but that process was cool, like signing NDAs, going to these different places, having an audition, and then thinking like, damn, I don't know if I'm gonna actually get this part. So really reading the script, memorizing it, figuring out how to put my own spin on it. It was a good process to me, because even though these was people I know, it wasn't like anything to where it's easy. Like, we wasn't going against like just people who wasn't nobodies. It's like, this is Method Man was auditioning for these parts. Jaden Smith was auditioning for these parts. Like,
really?
Yeah, people who are like, I'm talking about like big names like that are acting.
I never knew that.
It's crazy, and it's just like, we didn't believe it either. But then
I auditioned for one of those parts.
See, exactly, big names. You know
he said it on the podcast before. He auditioned for Willie Hand.
Yeah, see, and that would have been crazy because your voice is perfect for that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But
Willie Hand smoked that.
Yeah, he did. He went crazy. He definitely killed
that.
And then I think that was originally supposed to be San Quinn.
Yeah,
I don't know what happened.
It was supposed to be Quinn. That's why they called me like, Quinn can't make it. Come audition. I was like, all right.
And I don't know what happened, but
I'm gonna keep it real. I did not see that in Willie Hand, man.
He
delivered.
I bet that's how you know he was a real actor.
Yeah,
you know
he really delivered that shit.
But just that whole process, and then me not believing, but then them being like, or not believing, just being a little skeptical,
Yeah,
and then
of
be
course.
like, oh, you want to watch the audition tape? And I'm like, oh shit, I guess. And then it being like somebody who you'd be like, what the fuck? they were just in the same office auditioning, or they send in an audition tape. You'd be like, oh shit. And it just be like, oh yeah, we just got Plan B to be a part of this. A.24 is like, who is that? And it's like, oh, Plan B is Brad Pitt's production company. Okay. Oh, they did Moonlight. A.24 did Moonlight.
I knew A.24 from because I didn't watch Moonlight, but I saw mid '90s.
Okay, I need to watch that.
Oh man, that movie's great.
Go crazy.
And they just dropped that new the Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah, I need to go watch that.
That's good too.
Mid '90s is tight.
Doing numbers.
That shit tight as fuck.
What is it about?
It's damn near kind of not. It's not similar to Last Black Man in San Francisco. It's just kind of.
It's a growing up story.
Yeah, it's a coming of age story.
Skater kid and
some '90s skater kids in L.A.
Yeah,
that remind me of some young Frisco skater kids.
Yeah, it reminds me of parts of my life.
Hell yeah. What? That shit is tight. I've seen that hella times.
All right, so which one y'all think is better, that or Kids?
Kids is
you can't compare.
In New York.
You know, Kids, they used a lot of, they didn't use actors. They just gave people, a bunch of kids beer and weed and just turned the camera on.
I know one of those kids though, he was in Next Friday.
Yeah, he died. Actually.
What? It's crazy because
he was Roach.
When I went to Soda, they took us to see that. Crazy. Even though it was NC-17, they took it. We were able to see it because they were like, "This reminds us of you guys."
Wow,
and we're worried about you guys.
Did it work?
Not early
shit.
Yeah, we were like, there's certain kids like, there's certain people I grew up with that like remind me of that era of the city and remind me of that movie, and just certain people I grew up with that I vibe with. But it's crazy too because a lot of them kids ended up out here after that, and we're here, and they were like, so I see like Harold, I see like Telly, like all the Casper, all them kids. I see them out here skating. They're like 5-6 years older than me.
Okay,
but
one
that movie is very special, dude.
You know that scene.
Kids.
Oh, yeah,
that scene in Kids where the three kids got their shirts off on the couch
smoking joints.
One of those, the light skinned black dude, was out in the L's for a long time, and he said that, you know, a lot of people criticize the director because he literally gave drugs to kids. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think the way that guy looked at it is actually being in that movie set him on a kind of fucked up path.
Yeah, a lot of them kids died too. A lot of Harold died. Casper died.
That's Haney.
And then Telly was in The Wire.
Yeah, he was a dope fiend.
Yeah.
Come on, Bubs.
He was with Bub.
Yeah, that was him.
Yeah.
Where he got his ass kicked and he had a shit bag and all that.
Yeah. But anyway. I think Last Black Man in San Francisco is kind of in that same tradition because it just evokes, if you're from San Francisco, I mean, even if you're not, I imagine if you're from a similar community, it just evokes a lot of these like feelings you can't really describe.
Yeah.
Nostalgia.
I've had my own criticisms too about the movie.
You have to.
You've shared them.
Yeah. And I still
they're fairly valid. He just wants a hood. He just wants to be playing RBL Posse.
Oh, it's coming.
And
trust me, it's coming.
I wanted a,
it's coming.
I think at the very least, it should have shed more light on the music that's going on in the city. Like the music used in the movie could have been a little bit more involving of what was going on at the time. That's it. For this movie.
But I think about it was like it was more of a minimalist movie. It didn't really have a lot of music. And it was really
music.
And it came from a original composer. So a lot of those songs
what I'm saying.
were originally composed. And then I know they wanted to get a lot of city and Bay Area music, but a lot of samples and a lot of stuff didn't clear. So like it was a lot of Mac Dre they wanted to get in there.
But that's exactly my point.
And so it's just
there should be no reason why they looking for Mac. All right, I'm gonna.
But it's just like
everyone's bumping Mac Dre in the city though.
But it's just
but everybody was bumping Quinn. Everybody was bumping Cool Nut. Everybody was bumping Selsky. Everybody.
But that's why I feel like now since that movie was to show people, hey, we from the Bay, we from the city, wherever we from. We can make a movie like this and make it be one of the best movies. We don't need all of this other stuff, and that's literally the Bay. That's literally that mindset is how Master P made his became a mogul.
Right.
From taking the Bay Area mentality and turning and just putting that in a different place.
Yeah.
Louisiana, where that wasn't for me prevalent. So it's just like I feel like we have the capacity to take what's going on in here and document it. And with the type of cameras we got now, with the type of money you need to really go make a film or for have people invest, and with all this money that's coming or that's around us, there's no reason why we can't do it. And that's why I've been rocking.
I agree 1,000%.
That's why I've been rocking with Gunna so heavy too. We got some things that we're trying to implement, not just for us particularly, but that can impact everybody around us. But we're just trying to figure out the right way to implement it. You know what I'm saying? To where it's not, okay, we can reap the benefits of this easily, but what is going to do something that's long lasting and actually going to make an impact? You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to just say this to you. Everything you said, I love it. But you know, on the airplane when they say if the plane is going down and the oxygen mask come down, what they tell you to do?
Put it on. No,
put it on yourself first.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
establish y'all careers, bro, before y'all start thinking about pulling up hella other people because you know
will never make it up.
Yeah, like you gotta.
Yeah, make yourself strong and empower your community.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Just go up first.
You're right, and that's a part of it too.
Because that's another Frisco problem, bro. They want to put everybody on stage. Everybody don't belong on stage, bro.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? I talk to people. I talk to like managers of big people. I don't want to like put anybody on blast or anything, but a lot of people who have these stages, big stages, they want to always put their young homies on or put their homie on stages that they aren't even prepared for. Like it's artists from the Bay that's done Outside Lands, that's done Every Rolling Loud and everything, and they want to let the dude that ain't even tried to do a brick and mortar or a new parish yet open up at Outside Lands or open up at these other stages that you ain't even prepared to get here yet. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying to you and Gunna, because I love Gunna, I've known Gunna for a long time, but saying to y'all, get y'all career established, go up, be a movie star, be a rap, do everything you can at the maximum. Then it'll be easier for you to start just picking whoever you want to bring up. That's it.
So we should wait until the cup is overflowing.
Yeah, man. Like, do all y'all projects that's gonna take just y'all two first. You know what I'm saying? Because y'all the commodity. You can't. Y'all, it's incapable for y'all to make stars.
Yeah, the value's with you guys.
Yeah, y'all the commodity right now.
And that's a conversation me and Gunna talk about a lot. And it's like that's who we are because we don't want to be in this. I feel like me and him have always been team players.
Yeah,
and that's been our thing. And
don't have survivor's remorse though, bro.
Yeah.
Because that fucks up a lot of people.
That'd be my thing.
During their process, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, keep people around so you can just stay grounded and everything. But you got to make niggas be patient.
That's true.
I'm going to keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? If you ever been to one of our shows back in the day, it was me, bro, and the DJ.
And that's it.
You feel me?
It was lit.
You niggas wait out in the crowd. Y'all don't need to be on stage with us yet. Feel me? Like,
yeah, y'all sure did have a lot of people pull on your coattails for that too.
Yeah.
I'm weak.
Yeah.
The right ones are going to stay loyal.
Niggas used to be hot, but...
People don't want to play their position, bruh.
Yeah.
And then I be telling people, man, I told my partner this the other day, I don't want to get into details of this conversation. I was like, bro, please do something that I can support.
Man.
Like, I would love to be, what do you need from me, bro?
Right.
Like, build something for me to provide for you, right? Right. Don't look for me to provide the answers. Like, please, and you ain't got to be up under anybody but yourself, man.
Help me help you.
You feel me?
Yeah.
I like to be of service to my friends. You know what I mean? I like to be able to provide.
And you're going to get people
support.
mad at you here and there, but, bro, like, get your career going. Y'all got a great kickoff for 2019. 2020 gonna be bigger for y'all for sure. Just
what do you think? What do you think the movie did for the city? Like to show the outside world.
Oh, it was just like I feel like the Bay, our culture was in a bubble, and it really just exposed us to everything else. And I feel like what's been happening is it wasn't a reciprocation of that. Before the movie came out, we were getting exposed to all these people moving into San Francisco and in the Bay Area, and we just hated it. Now it's always our first time to really speak back, and it was on a crazy magnitude. And it was to the point to where everybody from Germany, every country we went to that
watched because y'all was traveling too.
Yeah, we traveled. And it was like, man, people was crying and it was like, it was hella funny. One time, me, Gunna, and the cameraman Ace, I love all them so much. Shout out to Ace, but he's solid ass dude, one of the solidest ever. Yeah. But we went out there and we just was exhausted because it was so many points being in another country where we was like, damn, I don't know how we gonna get to this next step. And it was a point of us just being in Switzerland. And then eventually, out of frustration, I'm yelling like, damn, do anybody speak English? And then this dude popping up and like, oh, I speak English. And him end up not only taking us in his home, but telling us his story. A person who works in tech in Germany makes over $100,000 a year, but his neighborhood is getting gentrified. He damn near can't live there no more. Wow. And I still talk. I was just talking to him last week on WhatsApp. But it's like so many people having that story. And then I think that movie was a real catalyst to the resurgence of electricity. Because like when you go to New York, even if you in the most gentrified part of Brooklyn, you still feel that crispness of New York. You like, oh, I'm still in the Bronx, or I'm still in Brooklyn, or wherever I'm at. Yeah. And for a minute in San Francisco, you walk outside, I didn't feel no sense of urgency. I didn't feel I should kind of worry about. When you get put on your toes, it kind of creates character. Like for a lot of times in the Bay, I didn't feel that. But before I moved to New Orleans, when I came to New Orleans, I was like this. And they was like, what the fuck? Where are you from? And it's because I had been in a situation where you're doing so much stuff, or you're reactionary, but that's your normal thing, and you're able to coordinate like that. I feel like in the Bay, we didn't have that so much. And now I feel like it's coming back. And you can see little things, or you can see big things happening. Like you see stuff like in the Mission a couple weeks ago, they had that sideshow. Then I went to a show just on a fluke, leaving Complex. I went to go watch my partner perform. Haiti Baby happened to be there. Some dudes out there swinging, and it's just like, well, y'all swinging randomly. Then you see stuff like those mothers in Oakland fighting back, and then now that she brought a statistic to me that I'd never heard in my life, and that was the fact that two of them. One was that for every homeless person in the Bay Area, I believe they said there's 4 vacant homes. Right. Like, blood, that's crazy, bro. Yeah, it's like that don't make sense. Like you think it would be the inverse. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, they said the working wage in order to afford to live out here is $40 an hour when our minimum wage is $15. Yeah, so it's like that don't make like when you say two things like that, it's like damn, it's like something got to change, and it's just like you see that electricity, you see it with the music now, you see it with everything. You see more people like Phil Elliston, to where he was just in high school, but now he's probably gonna be one of the next great directors that comes out of San Francisco because he got to see Joe do his thing. You know what I'm saying?
Who was that?
Phil Elliston, he went to Soda. He was a young black man, and he works, I don't know where he works now, but he shoots a lot of videos, stuff that we probably won't see. Music videos, movies, short films. And I didn't know about him until Joe and them brought him up, and we started seeing him. But it's like, he's one of them people to where like, it's like a Ryan Coogler situation, to where it's like he's working on his craft and we might not see it, and he's doing the little things like working at lighting companies and doing stuff to know all of this stuff, and we might see him drop his first thing at 26, even though he's like 20 years old now. Yeah. But when he comes at 26, it's gonna be so refined and went through years of practicing since he was.
He gonna have a Fruitvale station.
It's like what like where did this come from? And it's just like you see more of that now. You hear more people saying like, "Damn, I want to get into acting," or "I want to get into this."
I think it's really.
My bad, I be rambling.
Nah, this is your platform. That's why we brought you here.
Passionate.
And I ain't even trying to cut you off. I just wanted to add. I think what you were saying about building character, like the gentrification. Right now, I feel like we're in phase 3. Like it's post gentrification.
Yeah.
Before we kind of talked about this last time. We're running around like, what's happening? Oh my God, we're reacting. All these, and now it's kind of like, all right, it is what it is. Now let's see what we can do. But it's inspired so much art. Like most of the murals, the music, the film that's coming out of San Francisco right now tells the story of San Francisco. This podcast is all in response to, okay, hey, look, this culture is like evaporated. We got to do something about it. So it's not only telling that story, but also like keeping the traditions alive. That's a central theme in damn near all the art I see coming out of our city right now.
And I think the movie, it did that worldwide, like you're saying, but I think it did that for other cities in the Bay.
Yeah,
they didn't really realize there was real shit out here. Didn't really realize there was a struggle. That maybe thought like, oh, San Francisco is soft.
People be thinking everyone from Frisco is well off.
Yeah, and I'm like, people struggle out here, and so I see that, and kind of like what you're touching on, what we've been talking about, especially like the last couple of episodes, is like there's something special happening in the city right now.
Facts,
and I think the city, I think you're one of the leaders. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we the leaders.
Yeah, no, we all are, but you're definitely one of the people. But it's the sideshows, that event we did at El Rio, this podcast, that movie. But I feel like that movie was the start because it's kind of like what Drake was saying was like, man, this shit is traumatic. What happened? What happened here is an injustice. You know what I mean? What happened to our culture is wrong. And that movie, like, it validated that. And I saw that movie, and I sat in the movie theater and just cried, man, for like 5 minutes afterwards. Because, it's love, bro. And I cried too. And it was just like, because it was like, man, finally somebody validated what we went through. Yeah. And I'm a white kid from the Mission, you know what I mean? But so I don't even feel it as the extent as a black man from San Francisco. But something here happened that was terrible. And no one listened to us. And no one, you know what I mean?
They didn't give a fuck.
No one showed that, and it was so to frame that and to send that everywhere.
And then to turn
around the world and people acknowledge that.
Yeah.
That was the feeling, crazy, and just to watch that was like, holy shit, you know what I mean?
And now, I mean, I'm sorry. I'm happy you had those emotions there.
Nah, man. Nah, it's good. It was good.
And it's crazy because now you see, like, there's, like, not a whole bunch of it, but things that are happening to where it's like you see all that greed start to backfire on people. Like, people can't sell these houses that they wanted. Then it was like, I think something that some stadium out here they did every year, or some big convention that they had every year, they moved it to another city because there's
Afrotech.
Afrotech. No, I think they still had
they had it in Oakland this year.
Oh yeah, Oakland, but it was like
it was in the city.
It was something conventional that they moved that they was having every year out of San Francisco or the Bay because it was so much homelessness. And they
Oracle?
I know it's when
you know what I'm talking about.
Was it sales?
No, it wasn't Salesforce.
It was a gaming convention.
Yeah,
or something like that.
Where it was like,
they had hella break-ins and shit like that. It was like,
the homelessness is too rampant here. We're gonna move this to, I think it was like Houston.
We don't want to see this when we're out here.
We don't deserve to see this.
Exactly. We don't want to see. We left.
The things that I would like to see personally as D.E.O. and being a minute away from 35. And on film, I just want to see more of the backstories of the city told. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And of inner city stories told.
Yeah, absolutely. It's underrepresented.
You know what I'm saying? Like
underrepresented.
Yeah, it's a lot of stories.
I want to watch a movie
told.
about Filipino gangbangers from Soma. All right, that's what I want to see.
Or from Daly City.
Yeah,
that would be lit.
That movie would do numbers.
I see that movie a lot. I saw that movie a lot.
Natoma. City situations.
No, but I do want to see stuff like that.
No, you're right. Funky. But I do want to see. I want to see. I feel like the story of Harbor Road and West Point need to be told.
Well, they tried.
War.
They tried.
No. I'm talking about
the fake version.
You talking about the Spike Lee shit?
Sucker-Free City.
Right.
Did you ever see that? The Spike Lee.
I never watched it, but
City?
I saw Chirac and those shades of Spike Lee.
Yeah.
If him doing that, it's like somebody that's not from here.
Well, he didn't write that movie though.
Yeah, so it's like
he directed it.
Produced it though.
He was Chirac.
Yeah.
I think no. He wrote Chirac. Yeah, he didn't.
He directed the San Francisco story.
He didn't write Sucker Free City, but
no, that is a dope story. It's got everything you need in there.
Action,
adventure, romance,
and a lot of people are out. What's the OG name? James Beasley is out now.
I was going to say the Beasleys and the Ron Newt story.
The Ron Newt story would be fucking amazing, bro. Oh my god,
got like 33 kids.
No, but bro, being on the run from the feds and getting a $90 million record deal.
For real?
Yeah.
What?
Damn, that's crazy.
And Michael Jackson and all that.
Being best friends with Joe Jackson. Come on,
damn,
bro. His story is like
so crazy.
It's crazy.
I used to play football
Jay and them doing
on one of his sons, Jay Newt.
I feel like he told that shit on the interview, and it was like that was like 5% of. There could have been so much more.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like there's so much more. Like you couldn't even get it all in, and it was already amazing.
Damn, that's crazy.
So like,
definitely need to hear
it's
that.
a lot of stories like the fucking me being from the towers and the water crisis that happened that people just completely ignored. Exactly. That's a whole story of its own.
I didn't even know that.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Geneva Towers was Flint before Flint, bro.
For real?
The water looked like this.
What the fuck?
I swear to God. I'll send you an article about that shit, bro.
Please.
The water looked like your juice, bro.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying?
Didn't taste like it.
Oh, okay.
No.
Good.
We couldn't bathe in it. We had to, every morning we had to go down in the lobby and go get big ass jugs of water so we could bathe in it, brush our teeth, drink, all the shit, bro.
I know that's
third world status.
Yeah.
When is this, like the 90s?
This was 90, 93, 92.
Damn, that's
I gotta
crazy.
ask my mom exactly what year it was, but it was like probably 94, I think.
This one, it was still the towers.
Geneva Towers, yeah. 1414A.
I think we need to put our brains together and our resources, and I think
and
we
make
need
a movie
to make the Messi Marv biopic
definitely
happen.
do.
Ooh.
That would go so crazy. Hell yeah.
That'd be tight.
That'd be sick as fuck.
There's a lot of stories out here.
It's a lot of shit that
I think the movie did a lot to get everyone inspired. And thank you for being part of it and for everything. And I think that we're all dedicated and everyone's recalibrated to making this new movement and what's happening in the city go. You know what I mean? I'm working on some stuff. We'll have the different events. This podcast, we're all, you know what I mean? Now that Seth and Skino are involved, like we're all like super excited, and I think the movie is the catalyst, man.
Yeah, y'all gotta have everybody on here now.
I wanted to have all four of y'all at the same time.
We can still do that.
Five.
Yeah, we'll still do that.
Y'all four with Willie Hen. I wanted to do that. Yeah,
that's not nothing.
We wanted to do that when the movie first came out.
We could still literally do that.
This was weird.
We
literally could call them.
Yeah,
we could literally be calling them like, "Hey, y'all want to do this podcast?" Like, for sure.
I spoke to everybody except for it's one of them I don't even know.
Oh, Jay probably say hey. Sounds. Yeah. But he a DJ though, so it's like DJ can
Von P?
Yes.
Yeah, it's on me.
So it's like
another question.
Hey bro, you trying to do a podcast with everybody? I'm on it right now. They trying to do a podcast with us. Where your shirt at? He was about to make kid number 7. It's gonna.
What's up, man? I seen you call me earlier today. My bad, blood.
Nah, he being fake.
It was serious because it's this woman who just raised like $37 million, and she was talking about black and brown potential. Tech companies needing funding. That's why I hit you, bro.
I don't believe you.
Nah, I gotta be talking some shit.
Yeah. Nah, I call you in the morning, bro.
I'm dead serious, bud.
Nah, I know you serious.
Yeah, but Gunna definitely be. He got some shit.
I just met with her at Manny's on like Saturday, bud. So
at the clothing store.
Tomorrow, but I was calling you. I had read your story, and you was talking about investors or whatever. Like I'm telling you, I know the people that are investing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna call you.
He got some M's for
you. I'm
gonna
call you in the morning.
You should call me.
I will call you.
Hey, but
I ain't gonna call you for nothing.
Off top.
Thanks. But yeah, bro, let's tap back in. I'll probably talk to you tomorrow. Yeah, we doing it. We like damn near on hour number 8. I'm doing now, but we've been talking for like a cool hour or something like that. But they
90.
90 minutes. So it's like they was saying that they want to have everybody from the Greek chorus on here, and I'm like, oh yeah, we could definitely make that happen.
I'm for sure with it. I'm 1,000%.
Yep, and then we'll just call everybody and bring them. It's nothing. But yeah, all right, bro. I'm gonna hit you probably either tonight or tomorrow morning. You got.
Right. Hey, D.E.O. tap in tomorrow like noon, bro. Cause I got a few pieces to tap in because I'm trying to link you with her, so make that shape.
I will, bro. Promise.
Hey, you gotta have another taco night at your house. Tacos is doing numbers. All right, love you, man.
I guess my follow-up question, I know we're winding down, but my follow-up question to the first part was, how has your life changed since the movie?
Oh, the women. No, I'm just playing. I'm joking.
Oh, no, the bitches.
Well, fortunately for me, when it comes to having local fame, I'm fortunate enough to say when I was in high school, we threw parties. So I've experienced that first wave of being like, oh my God, you're a part of this group, or people you don't know you. And it was like, I'm not trying to have any type of ego or hubris or anything like that, but I was just fortunate enough to do something that gained some traction and to fail from that to prepare me for this and to know what to do right and wrong or have a little bit more know-how. And it was more so the women who didn't used to look your way, all of a sudden they want to have your time or spend time with you. So I would say definitely that for real though. It's like you see women who is like they was not DMing you back. Well, I don't know me. I'm a handsome chocolate dude, so it wasn't like I wasn't getting DMs back. It was, but it was like something like more so. It's like people that you don't really know or people who you were trying, not just women, people you were just trying to mess with, who didn't know what your caliber was or what you was doing. When you want the time of day from them, it was kind of just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna hit you then, and you don't really get a call back. Now it's more like they are reaching out to you and making it a priority to be around you. And it's not like I don't even want to be around those people, but it's just like, what are your real intentions?
Right.
And that's
what do you want me for? Why do you want to spend time with me? Why
do you want to do that? And for me, 2019, it was hard for me to like do things with certain people because I'm a person to where if you come say what's up to me, I'll chop it up with you for 20 minutes. And he was like, oh, let's do this. I'm like, all right, I don't see why we shouldn't do that. But 2019 taught me that you cannot give a lot of people your time because the reality of the situation is, one, they're going to waste it. And two, they're doing something to help you, but inadvertently, or not even inadvertently, they have an ulterior motive to where as soon as they've used you to help them, they're going to go do something else. And I was just seeing that a lot in 2019. And 2019 kind of just taught me to cave it off. Like, okay, I got to kind of shave off. And all help is not good help. But
man.
So I had to learn that the hard way. And this is from somebody who I'm talking about how a lady would be hurting and I say, oh, you a black single mom? Here, I got some bread for you. This might be my last, but I'd rather you help because I could go make some more money. You got kids and shit. And this is like, oh, so when somebody be like, oh, you need $100, let me help you out. I'm like, oh, shit, okay, it's good. But I had to stop because I peeped, like sometimes, oh, I seen you get this dude $100 before, and then even though he gave it back to you, you was still, oh, I gave
throw it in his face.
I gave bro $100, so you know that the only reason why he really got those shoes is because I gave him $100, so he could. Right. And I'm just like,
man, that mentality, bro, like that mentality is kind of traumatizing for Bay Area people, and that's kind of why we're so independent.
Yeah,
is because we don't want to feel like we owe our success to anybody.
Exactly, and that's why
that's a gift and a curse.
It definitely is.
That's a gift and a curse.
I know that for a fact because half the people that's going up musically, I have not make music with them because I got tired 3 years ago when I'm making music and I'm tapping in with all my folks like, hey, bro, let's do a song. And it's just like, nah. And I'm like, damn, bro, I'm just finna do it myself then. And it's now I'm at the point where I can go walk in the studio with somebody reputable and I say, if I was to say, I want to make a song with you, it's not a far-fetched thing to say. Right. But I'm so traumatized to the point where it's like, it's not that I don't want to make a song with you, but it's just like,
you can't trust them.
Yeah,
I think we all experience that in different ways with business situation with women, where it's like people will curve you and then come back 5 years later and they want your time.
Exactly.
And you're like, yo, you actually might be genuine. You just saw me in a different light.
Exactly.
But because you pulled some funny shit before, I can't even trust you.
Exactly.
I definitely cursed someone and then came back 5 years later.
I mean, it happens. I'm not saying I'm not saying it can't be genuine.
Yeah.
But I'm saying because you were still the same person before. And they didn't see that, it's hard to trust that person.
But that experience, bro, is
normal.
It's a sad story.
It's part of it.
It's a sad story in the Bay, bro, because not wanting to owe your success to anybody is kind of like a far-fetched ideal to have.
And we all need help.
You need help. Right?
And I'm realizing that.
Me speaking from fucking experience, bro, we've never taken any type of partnership deals with anybody. I actually curved one of the most important managers in the Bay today before he even got his breakout artist. And I probably told the story before. I've told it to him hella times because we still hella cool. Yeah. But we've never did any business yet. We kind of flirt with some shit now. But
go all the way.
Yeah, that's a whole separate story. But it's stretch. I'm gonna just say it's stretch, right?
Okay.
So before he had what's the old girl name? What's the white girl name? Krayshawn. Before he had Krayshawn, I'm not saying he was trying to get us, but it was that time he was trying to get our album, right? Him and the homie Huggy. And me and bro we never had a good experience kind of like signing to nobody or anything like that. So we just was always like, yeah, but nah, and da-da-da. And they was doing like town business. They just signed the whole Oakland, and they was trying to get the Frisco thing going. And they had Killer Keith, rest in peace. He was on board. Roach Giggs was on board. But they really wanted Big Rich.
Because Big Rich was going crazy.
He didn't want to rock with it though. You know what I'm saying? I probably shouldn't tell this story, but fuck it. It's 12 years later. What is it, 2011?
The saga of Fizz City.
So it was Fizz City that was trying to kick off. And a lot of us had it was just some reservations, you feel me? And they ended up being saying, nah, that happened before. But they ended up saying, all right, if we can't get Big Rich, y'all got the video going on MTV Jams right now. It's going up. Let's get that out. Let's get that album. And this was like our baby. It was that album. It was the revision.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it was our baby. We didn't want to give it to anybody to put it in anyone else's hands. But okay, so the call stopped, and like a week later, Creation happened. It was, and Stretch just told me this story. It was like the video came out on Thursday. They signed the $1.4 million deal that Monday. Like literally. Damn, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And just seeing that was like, fuck. Man, but the one thing I can say about Stretch, the realest thing in the Bay, and he not even from the Bay, his phone never stopped being picked up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I just had lunch from 3 days after Christmas. But we kind of missed that boat, so to say. You feel me? Because we felt like we didn't want to align with nobody to be successful, and we felt like we couldn't do it on our own.
I think but
that's an illusion, bro. Yeah, that's an illusion.
In terms of creativity and creative business, it's always good not to force nothing, not to chase nothing, and to always like only let certain people and things in your cipher that's a good fit.
Right.
Like you ain't gotta do songs with everybody. Like it would be cool or whatever, but like a lot of times, like we was talking earlier about like the difference. There's a difference between putting your homie on and maybe he don't deserve it. Besides like this is just my homie that I rap with, that's dope as fuck, that I vibe with, and he's on every one of my albums, like no matter what. And if you can meet another established artist that you create that bond with, cool. But you ain't gotta force nothing.
But like,
you know?
let's bring it home. Like Audio Vandals.
Yeah,
that was to me that was a left field kind of marriage, so to say, because y'all established a whole separate company. And it is what it is. But for everybody that know, it kind of spawned from what y'all did prior to that. What was it called? You Monk and P Fetty.
Oh, the No Word Order. Yeah,
the No Word Order, right?
Yeah.
So, real niggas gonna know about that. You know what I'm saying? But Audio Vandals is an important thing too, because that's two separate entities joining together, creating what it is now.
Well, it's creative business. It's a creative approach to business. And it's the business of creating.
But imagine if one of y'all was closed-minded about that.
Right.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And we wouldn't.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Exactly. We say it's this creative synergy that goes into the business.
And that's kind of why I shared that story with me, because we was hella closed-minded, bro. And it was our tunnel vision. Our tunnel vision made us closed-minded. Yeah, we had a plan. We had a plan and we was executing that plan. But we didn't know to just let somebody else in the car to get on that road with us.
And that's where I'm at right now. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I have a feeling, bro, you're going to have people just knocking on your door this year, bro. Like, you're going to have a lot of people. You ain't going to have to go looking for nothing. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm going to just keep that in my mind, and I'm not.
Nah, your energy alone, bro, is going to bring something.
I appreciate that.
It already is.
Yeah.
Hey, I hate to be that guy, but I got to get the fuck out of here. This podcast started like an hour and a half late.
Man,
it's nobody's fault, but goddamn.
Just to end on a positive note, to go back to what you're saying, stuff that we saw from this was just the opportunities that opened up with it and the ability we've been able to impact people with what we've been doing. So it's just like people we see on a daily basis, or people who didn't know I act or anybody else act, or people who didn't know this stuff about what's going on. It just opened up avenues to where it's like, oh, you was already doing hella shows, but you was in the movie. Okay, it's just like it adds to the stock. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just stuff like that.
I want to end it on a more positive note, because the list of topics on here is really long. We didn't even get to half of them.
Nowhere.
We coming part 2 coming soon.
We'll have it back.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
But it's restaurant week. It's coming up.
That's lit.
That's on there. I'm gonna end on that.
Vegan Mob.
Okay, I was about to ask y'all, what's y'all favorite Frisco restaurants?
Well, Vegan Mob is in Oakland,
but it's a Frisco restaurant though.
Vegan Mob, my number one forever, always. I will eat anything off that menu. Doing numbers. Don Toriano, best restaurant out.
Don Toriano's a legend.
Went to middle school with the man.
For real? You went to middle school?
Yeah, Hoover Hawks.
That's crazy, bro.
Hoover Hawks, man.
But Vegan Mob for sure.
You know, I like to go into Brenda's.
Oh yeah, Brenda's doing numbers.
Nice brunch, nice dinner. You go there on a weekday for lunch when there's no line. You get the special. You always have to look at the specials. A lot of people don't do that.
You like the cheese grits?
Cheese grits are fine.
With the biscuit?
I like the cheese grits. I'm a big fat ass. I go there, I get the motherfucking pancake.
Don't talk about yourself like that.
No, it's positive. It's positive. I'm literally not fat, so you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you get the motherfucking butter pecan syrup on them pancakes. Come on, man. Get some of that good coffee.
They got one in Oakland now.
Yeah, and they got one on DeWitt's.
Yeah.
A little different.
Oh, Blue Jays.
Yeah, it's like sides, like barbecue, right?
A little small.
Yeah,
smaller.
But that's me. I like Brenda's.
Brenda's do numbers too. Beignets.
I used to fuck with Brenda's.
Yeah.
You said what?
Beignets. When I lived in New Orleans, I used to eat beignets.
Yeah, that's you have to. Them the real ones.
That's the rich food.
Yeah, facts. And French Quarter.
What's your favorite?
Man, there's many favorite restaurants, but off the top of my head, I'd have to say one of our favorites, Old Mandarin Islamic.
Oh, man.
Yeah, the Muslim Chinese spot out in the Sunset.
Hello. Numbers.
Never heard of it.
So there's like 50 different ethnic groups in China, and there's one that they're fucking putting
the
in
Uyghurs.
They're putting in concentration. There's over
ethnic
1 million
Muslims in China.
Chinese Muslims in a concentration camp.
Oh yeah, they are. That's crazy.
And it's basically a part of China that borders Afghanistan, so they're a Muslim.
Wow.
So if you go to Old Mandarin Islamic on, what is it, Vicente?
Old men are Islamic?
Old Mandarin
Old
Islamic.
Mandarin. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
sorry, I mumbled. It's
a mumble
Chinese
rapper.
I know, right? it's Chinese food, but it's definitely very specific. Get the things that you never really seen on a Chinese
it's delicious.
menu.
Thank you for putting me onto that.
Yeah, there's no pork, obviously, because they're Muslim.
Oh yeah, that's lit.
The one thing I want to try there is the hot pot, because I always see people
Yeah, I
fucking
see a
with
lot
that
of
there.
families eating that.
And but the food, everything I've ever got there, we gone there a bunch of times together. It's just really good food. It's delicious. It's clean. It's interesting. I like it. It's one of my favorites.
Hidden gem.
Damn, I would love to eat there.
That's cracking.
I've been vegan for about 3.5 years, so I can't really eat it everywhere like that. But Vegan Mob for sure.
Numbers.
And I love to see Toriano just thriving in that space, because if people knew him and know him, his story is amazing.
Oh, man.
The journey, you know what I'm saying?
Lots of places, man.
That's my
Shout
guy.
out to him. Gracias Madre is like the crack in that spot that I love. The drinks there is.
Where is that?
Mission Street.
That's on Mission.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
I know what you're
18th
talking
and
about.
Mission.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
yeah.
a vegan Mexican spot.
Right.
I went there and got some
Cracking.
pozole. It was pretty
The
good.
pozole cracking.
It was pretty
It's just all vegan, cracking ass. They got the mezcal there, hella different mezcals there. That's,
It's vegan?
if people drink,
It's vegan.
Vegan mezcal.
Vegan mezcal.
Yeah.
Wait, what is this place called?
Gracias Madre.
I'm about to put it on my list.
Yeah. I be trying to put people on to the vegan options in the city.
It's doing
Frisco
numbers.
got a lot of good vegan restaurants though.
Hell yeah.
Gracias Madre is one of them. I'm gonna just leave it at that one. I'm gonna leave it at that one.
I'm fucking
Nice.
Yeah. But shit, man. Stunning Man 02.
Yes,
Thank you, my brother.
Thank y'all for having me.
Keep going, bro. Keep thriving. Keep your foot on these niggas' necks.
I'm finna quit.
You know what I'm saying? No, you're not.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Oh, yeah,
Now,
the
my
juice.
watch-
What's up with Stunning Man Juice? Tell everyone about
O2
it.
Juice labels coming soon. The labels are officially pressed up. They
Right
get
here?
shipped to me right now.
Yeah.
Those delicious juices you see.
Man, it's a limeade concoction. It's like drinking lemonade, but it's sparkling and made with limes. I make it with love. I squeeze it myself, and I do it, make it damn near every day. We got the still winning teas. We got to talk about the tea. We got the still winning teas, talk about the teas, and Niners colors. If you like the Niners, tap in with me. I got small to extra large. Only having those for the playoff limited edition. Other than that, music is out. We got.
Where can they find the album?
Album was on every streaming platform
There
except
you
for
go.
Google Play.
Why?
because when you go on DistroKid, it has the option of Google Play and YouTube, and I did that with my last album, and they generated a YouTube channel for me as a topic, and I was trying to add this thing where I wanted to get to 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and then they took like 300, so I'm like, damn. So I'm like, I'm gonna just have it to where I upload it to YouTube myself. And personally, no shade to nobody who use Google Play, but I don't know anybody personally that use Google Play. Maybe, and then when I looked at my demographics on TuneCore and DistroKid, it was only like out of the multiple people who download the album, it was probably under 5 who did Google Play. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I'd rather do
when
that.
I want to purchase a physical copy of a CD, I use Google Play, but I use Spotify.
And they make CDs for you, so that's a good thing about it. But yeah, I don't know. That's all the stuff I'm doing. You just if you just put in Stunnerman 02, you will find me. Like,
where can they get the juice?
Juice, you just tap in with me. Go to my IG page, Stunnerman 02. If I don't hit you back on that, go to Drip by 02. That's another Instagram page where I sell merch and I sell the dripping juice. You know what I'm saying? And you can just tap in with that, hit me, say, I need you. I do deliveries. You buy 3 bottles or more, 1 for $8, 2 for $15, 3 for dub. Pull up with us. If you buy a shirt, I'll drop the price of the shirt and the juice to $5. So you feel me? I plug you.
This man is on his hustle.
Y'all want to do music picks?
Nope. I gotta go, bro.
I gotta leave too.
All right, for sure. Grab the album, still winning. Stunnerman 02. We in here.
Yeah, that's my new music pick.
Winning.
Yeah. 10,000 hours instrumental album.
Man, all right, so I want to just give some shout outs right fast. Shout out to King Said, Behind the Camera, MVP Productions. Shout out to Skino. Legend Live Forever is in the building. Dregs 1. My bad, I ain't gonna shout out.
Please, keep going.
Dregs 1. You know, Stunnerman 02. Sean G.
Hey.
NativeSonz. And what's baby girl name? Zora.
She got the
Queen
EPKs
Zora.
coming.
You know what I'm saying? We was in here watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1 and 2.
She was not feeling it.
You feel me? Nah, she was feeling it.
She was like, what the hell
We gonna get this shit cracking. Thank you, Stunner Man.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Hey, do me a favor.